What's up, y'all? It's your girl Tasha back for Saturday Scares for once. I know. I'm not as frequent with them as I need to be. But also we gonna change up the hashtag. I'm gonna try to make sure see I edited in the video. We're gonna start doing hashtag like married to the real SSM2TR and then SS for Saturday Scares, because when I use just regular Saturday Scares on Twitter, so many other people use that for stuff. So I'm gonna switch it up, and I'll put it here, and I'll try to remember to put it in the description. But I just picked a couple videos at random to like a watch to bring y'all Saturday Scares until people send me more. This one is called "I Heard the Piano Playing in the Basement." I don't know if it's scary, but we're gonna check it out and see. I want to say this video, yeah, this is by 1C Entertainment. Their link will be in the description, so make sure y'all check them out. So let's watch this and see what's up.
My name is Kyla. This story is about a piano that was in my elementary school.
Not the
When I was a
elementary.
kid, my friends and I used to record random videos in my school's basement.
In
Most of the
elementary?
time, the basement's lights were off because hardly anyone went there. And the reason was that that place was scary and sometimes smelled really bad. The basement was completely dark. We
Why
slowly
would y'all
walked
go
in the
down there?
basement with our phone lights on. I was nervous, but my friends were already walking ahead of me, so I just followed them.
I would have been like,
We
I
were a
watched the
group of
door.
5, so I felt like I shouldn't be scared since I was with them. My friend Michael was in the front since he was the bravest and also the one recording on his phone. I was in the very back and holding onto my friend Kate's shirt. There was a room just beside the basement's wall, and inside of it was a grand piano. Nothing else, only the piano. We went inside that room first. We were all quiet, and you could only hear our heavy breathing as we walked through the basement. But we didn't hear anything. And then, out of nowhere, Michael said, "Boring." It took us around 3 minutes to reach the end of the basement. Michael put his phone back in his pocket, and we all started walking back in the long basement.
So what was you looking for? Talking about
We
boring?
finally returned to the main gate of our school and sat on a bench. Everyone was focused on Michael as he pulled out his phone and started playing the recording. It was quiet at first, and then all that could be heard were our whispers as we tried to figure out whether or not we should continue with the recording. And then all of our eyes widened when we heard a sound coming from what seemed like just beside the basement. We couldn't believe what we just heard, so we paused the video, rewinded it, and played it again. The sound came from the grand piano. It was playing a creepy song, and at that moment, Michael almost dropped his phone. We were all shocked and scared. We didn't say anything for a while. I'm 100% positive that we didn't hear that piano playing as we walked through the basement. It was definitely quiet. And the scariest thing was that the piano was still playing when Michael said, "Boring." The recording was around 3 minutes long, and when the recording was done playing, we were all speechless. This was many years ago, but to this day I still don't have an explanation for what happened. Maybe someone went to that room and played it, but if so, why couldn't we hear it while we were walking through the basement? We also didn't see anyone else down there. And why did we only hear it when we played the recording? I am still confused about that incident.
Mm-mm. Well, so that wasn't a bad video. It was cool, but it wasn't like super scary, but it was cool. I mean, that is creepy to go down in the basement and not hear anything, but then the recording on your phone is like playing something. So that means what else was there that you didn't see or hear? But again, this was I heard the piano playing in the basement by 1C Entertainment. Their link will be in the description. So this next video is also from One C Entertainment. If she asks you this one question, always answer no. I don't know what this is, but we're gonna get into it and see what's going on.
Ah! What a pleasant way to begin my 3 AM shift at Mercy Hospital. The first thing I did as I sat down was cut my finger. It was a paper cut. And despite working at one of the largest hospitals in the state, I couldn't find a single band-aid laying around. I sucked on my index finger like a vampire while I scrambled my desk for that band-aid. I found one. Purple. I'm a hospital receptionist, and all that means is I greet visitors, make appointments, and look nice. Well, as nice as a 30-year-old man who hasn't slept in hours can look. That night, as we call it, it was just me and a few nurses on the floor. Other than that, it was ghost quiet, except for the heavy, heavy rain. I sat back on the cheap recliner chair all receptionists get the honour of using. While adjusting my band-aid, I listened to the television mounted on the corner of the ceiling as it broadcasted a seemingly important message.
Authorities say the woman was last seen on Cedar Avenue.
I looked up to see if the television was showing any images of this strange woman. None. It was yet another crazy person with no name and no face who we were supposed to look out for. Not creepy at all.
Authorities also say the woman was reportedly walking around and asking people very, very bizarre questions.
I focused back on my desk and continued working, but I still listened as the news anchor went on and on. She continued.
The following statement was issued by an unidentified government official.
Listen carefully, folks. Whatever she asks you, answer no. Do not, under any circumstances, answer yes.
Officials won't comment further as to why, citing security clearance. These are asking that you immediately call 911 if you deem anyone suspicious.
I thought that part of the coverage was quite odd, but I wasn't sure anything could scare me anymore. Working here at the hospital, I thought I'd seen it all. At the flash of the ruby red ambulance lights, I've seen people come in with severed arms, legs, fingers, people who somehow managed to scoop out their eyes, failed suicide attempts, and much, much more. You get used to it. My head was practically sunk into my desk as I filled out paperwork. That's when I heard something very subtle. Initially, I heard it coming from the front doors, the entrance. The automatic doors opened and closed, slamming against each other and sounding an obnoxiously loud thud each time. The very dim lighting I had surrounding my desk.
Of course, it's after 3 a.m.
Hello? I called out, seated behind the safety of my desk. Only the whistling wind responded. Hello? I called out again. I felt obligated to check if someone was there, especially since it might have been someone who was injured and needed our attention. I reluctantly picked myself up from my chair and walked over to inspect. I nearly slipped and cracked my head open as the entrance floor was almost flooded from the rain. I noticed footsteps, wet shoe marks that seemed to come inside the hospital and then back out. I stood near the doors, poking my head outside, and looked. All I heard was the distant sounds of sirens and honking cars. The rain poured harder. The peace and quiet was disturbed within moments of me sitting back down. The automatic door started again, opening and closing, slamming shut, and letting in more rain as they did. But this time, I heard gentle footsteps make their way towards me, tapping closer and closer. Someone slowly emerged from the darkness between the entrance and front desk. A woman with drenched black hair approached, wearing a dark brown raincoat and a pair of boots that were too large for her toothpick legs. Her face was inundated with wrinkles and wet makeup, her black eyeshadow smudged. Despite the heavy rain outside, she didn't seem to have bothered wearing her hoodie. Hello, how can I help you, ma'am? She didn't respond. She looked around, scanning and observing an unimpressive hospital. Is there something I can help you with? Still nothing. We engaged in a brief stare down, which she won. I looked down and pretended to gather important paperwork. Are you here to visit someone? Then finally, she responded, without talking. She simply nodded and then took a few steps forward, her hands hanging down her side. Her posture was unnatural, almost uncomfortable. Okay, for now I need you to sign here, then you'll have to wait a few hours for visiting time to begin, I said, pushing forward a sheet of paper.
Who comes at 3 to visit somebody? And who finna wait all them hours?
She seemed startled by something on the desk. She looked at me, tilted her head, and, with a smile that was as wide as her eyes, said,
"Would you please move that for me?"
I was confused at first, and then she pointed at it with her index finger. Drops of rainwater tapped against my desk while her eye hovered over it. I took the little crucifix we had at the front desk and put it in a drawer. The woman proceeded as if she was going to finally sign the paper and then stop before writing anything. She dropped the pen on the ground and stood there again, staring at me. She asked me a question.
"Do you reject the Trinity?"
"I'm sorry," I replied. For a few more uncomfortable moments.
What kind of question? No.
Statue. I had no idea what she meant by the question. Ma'am, who exactly are
She
you?
just asked you to move across and then you don't get the question?
What's your relationship with the patient? Before I could finish talking midway through my question, the woman turned around and walked out the door. still smiling and her eyes as wide as I'd ever seen on a person. I went back to work and tried to move on, but her creepy mannerisms were trapped in my mind throughout the night. At around 4 AM I spotted one of the children in our hospital walking down the hall. "Nina, is that you?" I called out. All the kids in the hospital knew me. I was proudly considered one of the cooler employees. I let them break the rules. I brought them snacks upstairs and even told them scary stories, despite their predictable regret later on. The nurses would get angry with me every time I held one of my scary story nights. They always had a bunch of bed sheets to change the next morning. I only did these things for the kids when I wasn't busy, when it was a quiet night, and this was one of those uneventful nights, which of course was a good thing. Anyway, it was very odd to see Nina awake at that time, walking down those shadowy halls. She was absolutely terrified of the dark, and yet there she was. "Nina, is that you?" I squinted my eyes as I walked towards her.
"Sorry, Matt.
She began.
I don't want to be there anymore."
She had dragged her blue blanket along with her, which was her way of gesturing to us that she wanted to move to another room. "The other kids bothering you again?" I asked. I took hold of her hand and began walking her back to the elevator.
"Matt, please, don't make me go back up there. I don't like the new nurse."
I stopped.
New nurse?
What? I said, kneeling to Nina's level.
Oh
She
no,
keeps
she
asking
didn't
us
want
the
to play
same
with the
question
children.
over and over. I said no so many times. I keep telling her no, but everyone else kept laughing with her and saying yes to her. Please, I don't want to go back up.
Oh, hell no. Everybody else?
Inside my tired, overworked mind. Something about a strange woman going around and asking even stranger questions. I didn't pay enough attention to that broadcast to notice the woman, but even if I had, I thought she had left the hospital. I ditched the elevator and ran up a flight of daunting stairs, stomping against each step with all the force I could muster. I probably woke up all those sleeping employees. I was so loud. I opened the door to the children's room and couldn't believe my eyes. I checked each room, each one on each floor. I woke up my co-worker nurse and asked about the children. She couldn't find them either. We looked everywhere and put the hospital on lockdown. We set off all possible alarms and other
Where she came and got the children?
We didn't find them. All that was left behind were their clothes.
Yo, this lady bodied the children, bruh.
We didn't find them. All that was left behind were...
This lady come up in this hospital talking about, do you reject the Trinity? And then the kids was saying, yeah, and then they got bodied. I'm tired, y'all. Like, so you just immediately got your soul snatched if you said yeah. Like, who made this story up? I'm tired, y'all. See, out here playing with the wrong shit. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I guess we gonna find another video to watch though, cause these a little wild. All right, y'all. Last story. This is another one from 1C. True horror time-lapse story, animated. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna do this one. That's probably gonna be the end of the video. Like I said, if you want to send me videos, hashtag M2TRSS. I'm gonna put it here and in the description. That way I'll just know that it's from y'all and it won't be like a whole bunch of random people using this hashtag. So here we go.
It happened when I was around 11 years old. One day, I was at my friend Kenzie's house. My other friend Emma joined us too. It was a lazy weekend, so we decided to kill some time by baking cookies and doing other things. We all gathered in Kenzie's room and did our geometry homework, which was the main reason we were all there. But soon after, we got bored doing it since we were young teenage girls. So we jumped on the bed, watched YouTube and Netflix,
this music,
and
the way
told
they
each
be
other
like
scary
narrating this
stories.
stuff.
The one I'll never forget is Kenzie's story. She told me a story that kept me paranoid for the rest of my stay at the house. She told us the owner of the house was found murdered in this house, and she sometimes feels like someone lives in her closet.
Oh no,
A
bitch,
few
we
hours
moving.
later, Kenzie's parents said that they were going to a party and wouldn't be back until 6 in the morning.
Ooh.
Kenzie didn't want to spend the night with her grandma and little sister, so she suggested that we should have a sleepover.
Oh no,
It
I'm
sounded
not
like a
finna stay at
great
your
idea.
house and you just told me
So we
that.
just called each of our parents, and it took a lot of convincing to have the sleepover.
Bitch.
When we got permission, we all changed into Kenzie's pajamas, got in bed, and watched something scary. It was almost 8 p.m. Kenzie's room was so messy, it almost looked like a pig's pen. So we decided that we would record a time-lapse of us cleaning. We were in the middle of cleaning the room when the doorbell suddenly rang. It was our pizza delivery. We all forgot to turn the camera off and left to eat. We just sat in the living room, ate, and talked for a while. After we finished eating the pizza, we went back to her room. I realized that we left the camera on. But as I reached to grab my phone, I felt something. I was anxious, even though her room was very silent. So I told my friends to come closer. We all stood there and watched the video. As soon as we left, the window opened slowly. There was a man who came inside, and then he ran into the bathroom. We all froze, knowing that someone was in the bathroom, which was connected to this room, but tried not to make any noise. Then Kenzie told us that we should all leave this room, so we did just that. We went to her grandma's room with her little sister. We immediately locked the door, called the police, and Kenzie's parents. Thankfully, the police arrived in less than 5 minutes. When they arrived at the house, they went to Kenzie's room and found the man.
Oh, they pulled up.
Near the sink was a gun and a pocket knife.
Oh, he was about to do y'all in.
It turns out that he was put in jail last week for raping young girls and then murdering them.
I'm tired.
But he escaped prison and tried to find another victim. I couldn't help but imagine what would have happened if I didn't look at the footage on my camera. To this day,
we'll just leave a camera recording though, like randomly.
Now I'm 16, and I heard that the man escaped again after killing the security guards. I hope he's not looking for me or my friends.
See, y'all got me messed up, bro. Y'all got me messed up. One, lock your fucking windows. Why are you... As a parent, I'm not gonna let my teenagers be at the house with unlocked windows, first of all. Especially if they're on the first floor. Because I know this motherfucker ain't climb up to the second floor. But, like, that's so weird that she just left her phone in that position recording, like, randomly. I don't never have my phone on recording nothing. But good thing she did, because they would have been bodied by the end of the night. Her, grandma, the little sister, all of them. That's wild. See, her parents out partying 6 in the morning. Even if I was a club person, I'm not leaving my kids at home to go club till 6 in the morning. Like, I'm not doing that. If I'm away on vacation or something, cool. But, like, really? This shit is wild, though. The house already tainted because the owner died in that bitch and you feel like somebody be in the closet. So, like, is it a ghost in the house still? Or was it the man, like, staking out the house and waiting on the parents to leave before he came back? But... thank y'all for hanging out with me for this Saturday scare. Look at guy in the background being nosy. What you looking like that for, sir? Huh? What you waiting on? Who you looking for? But I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Again, hashtag M2TRSS. That's Married to the Real Saturday Scares for short. And that way I can bring y'all more content here and there. So thank y'all so much for supporting your girl. Y'all stay real. Peace.
You already watched, so you might as well subscribe, please.